All right, folks, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready. What are we looking at today?
Well, a lot of you requested this one.
Oh, yeah?
India versus Bangladesh at the U19 Asia Cup.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was, and I think it deserves a good deep dive.
Absolutely.
We're talking about the 2024 tournament, where, spoiler alert, India clinched their 9th title.
9th! Wow.
I know, right? But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, there's this 13-year-old.
Oh, you mean Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
Yeah, that's the one. He just completely stole the show, didn't he?
He did. It's amazing to see someone so young playing with such skill and confidence.
So let's rewind a bit. For those who maybe haven't followed it as closely, can you give us a little context on this U19 Asia Cup?
Sure. So it's basically like the breeding ground for future cricketing stars. It's held in the United Arab Emirates, and it brings together the best young talent from all over Asia.
It's a pretty prestigious tournament.
Oh, absolutely. It's a serious stepping stone for a lot of these players. A chance to get noticed,
And like we said, India won it.
They did for a record 9th time, making them the most successful team in the tournament's history.
But they had some stiff competition, especially from Bangladesh.
Oh, yeah, Bangladesh, the defending champions from 2023, they weren't going down without a fight.
Nope, not at all. But even before that epic final, India just blew everyone away in the semifinal against Sri Lanka.
Oh, you're talking about that incredible chase.
Yeah, chasing down 174 runs in just 28 overs.
That was insane. Pure power hitting.
And a big part of that was Suryavanshi, right?
Oh, absolutely. The kid smashed 67 runs off just 36 balls, 5 sixes, 6 fours. Unbelievable.
I mean, 13 years old.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, isn't it?
And that performance, well, it didn't just win him the semifinal. It got him noticed by the big leagues.
You're talking about the IPL.
Yeah, the Indian Premier League.
Yeah.
He landed a spot in the auction, making him the youngest player ever to be drafted.
It's incredible to think he's already at that level at such a young age.
Really is something. But it does make you wonder
Right.
what that kind of pressure does to someone so young. I mean, it's amazing, don't get me wrong. But is it all good?
That's a good question. There's definitely two sides to that coin.
On the one hand, you've got this incredible opportunity to learn from the best, play at the highest level.
Right. And to build a career basically from your teens.
But then there's the flip side.
The pressure.
Exactly. The constant scrutiny from the media and the risk of burnout at such a young age. It's a lot to handle.
It really is. And it will be fascinating to see how he navigates it all. It's a delicate balance.
Now, before we get too caught up with Suryavanshi, we should remember, India's success wasn't just down to him.
Of course not. It was a team effort, as it always is in cricket.
Right. There were other key players who stepped up.
Absolutely. Like Ayush Mhatre, the opening batsman.
Yeah, he played a really solid innings in the semifinal. 34 runs.
And 2 wickets as well, showcasing his all-round talent.
Exactly. A real asset to the team.
And let's not forget Chetan Sharma. His bowling was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. 3 wickets for 34 runs.
That was crucial in restricting Sri Lanka.
Definitely. It really highlights the depth and strength of this Indian side.
They were a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure.
But let's not forget about Bangladesh. They weren't just there to make up the numbers.
No, absolutely not. They came into the tournament as defending champions.
And they fought hard to reach the final,
They did. They beat Pakistan quite convincingly in their semifinal.
chasing down 117 runs in just 22.1 overs.
Their bowling attack was particularly impressive throughout the tournament.
They had a reputation for discipline and accuracy, really stifling some of the best batting lineups.
And this final, well, it was more than just a final.
How so?
It was a rematch. Remember the 2023 semifinal?
Where Bangladesh knocked India out.
Exactly. That added a whole other layer of tension to this clash.
Oh, I bet. A little bit of history there, eh?
You could feel it, the weight of expectation, the desire for revenge. It was a real clash of narratives.
On the one hand, you had India, this young, powerful team led by this incredible prodigy.
And on the other, you have Bangladesh, the defending champions, looking to prove their 2023 win was no fluke.
A real David and Goliath story brewing.
It was a story waiting to be written. Who would come out on top? The unstoppable force or the immovable object?
And that's where we're going to leave it for now.
But don't worry, we'll be back soon to break down that final.
And to delve into what this all means for the future of both these cricketing nations. So stay tuned.
A real unstoppable force versus immovable object situation, right?
Yeah, it's a classic sporting narrative, isn't it?
It is, and,
Yeah.
and it makes you think, what were the actual deciding factors in that final?
Well, you've already touched on it a bit.
Yeah.
The clash of styles.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got India's batting, which is like, what?
So explosive.
Yeah, just like a burst of energy.
Whereas Bangladesh,
Yeah.
a bit more calculated.
Yeah, a bit more strategic, a bit more about wearing the opposition down,
Yeah, like a slow burn.
Exactly.
So, I mean, how do those two approaches actually play out on the field?
So imagine this, right? You've got India coming out swinging for the fences from ball one.
Yeah, all guns blazing.
Exactly. They're looking to dominate, to put the pressure on the bowlers right from the start. And then you have Bangladesh's bowlers, and they're all about discipline,
Dot balls, building pressure.
Yeah, drying up the runs, forcing the batsmen to take risks, and hopefully, inducing a mistake.
So it's a real battle of patience then.
It is. It's a mental game as much as a physical one, who cracks first.
And India's bowling, I mean, they weren't too shabby either, right?
Oh, for sure. They had a good attack, a mix of pace and spin. But traditionally, India's strength has always been their batting,
Yeah, that's their trademark, the big hitters.
Exactly. So that was the real question going into the final.
Yeah.
Could Bangladesh contain that firepower?
Well, I guess we know the answer to that now, don't we?
We do, but unfortunately, our sources don't really go into the nitty-gritty details of the final itself.
No, but we can use our imaginations a bit, can't we?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just picture the atmosphere, the tension, the roar of the crowd every time Suryavanshi connects with the ball.
Oh, yeah, and that nail-biting silence when a wicket falls, the anticipation.
And the pressure. Can you imagine being a 13-year-old in that situation?
Oh, I can't even begin to comprehend it.
It must have been a whirlwind of emotions for him.
Nerves, excitement, the weight of expectation all rolled into one.
And he delivered, didn't he?
He did. He rose to the occasion, and the whole team did. They really did.
They clinched that 9th U19 Asia Cup title.
It's a testament to their talent, their dedication.
And their ability to perform under pressure.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about Bangladesh. They put up a great fight.
They did. They really did.
Reaching the final is an achievement in itself.
Absolutely. And their bowling attack was something else.
Oh, yeah. They definitely made India work for those runs.
I mean, who knows? On another day, with a bit of luck.
Things could have been different.
Exactly. But that's tricky for you, isn't
it? It is. It's a game of fine margins, tiny moments that can change the entire course of a match.
But looking beyond the actual result of this tournament, I mean, this win for India, it does raise some interesting questions about the future of their cricket, right?
It does. It does. They've been so dominant at this U19 level. But the big question is, can they replicate that success at the senior level?
Yeah, will we see these young stars, Suryavanshi, the others, making their mark on the international stage?
It's a tough question to answer. The jump from U19 to senior international cricket is huge.
Oh, absolutely.
The pressure is immense. The competition is fierce.
And it's a whole different ballgame.
It really is, but there's no denying the talent is there,
Yeah, you just have to look at Suryavanshi. He's a once-in-a-generation player.
He really is. And the other players, they've all shown flashes of brilliance.
So there's definitely potential.
Oh, yeah, tons of it, but potential needs to be nurtured, guided.
Right. They'll need the right support system, good coaches, mentors.
Exactly. People who can help them deal with the pressure, the expectations, and, keep them grounded.
So it's not just about talent.
No, it's about the whole package, the mental strength, the discipline, the ability to handle the ups and downs that come with a career in professional cricket.
Well said. Well said.
And, while we've been focusing on India's victory, it's important to remember Bangladesh also had a fantastic tournament.
Oh, absolutely they did.
Reaching the final is no small feat.
Not at all.
They showed great resilience, tactical awareness.
And that bowling attack, wow.
They really put India to the test, It was a close-fought final.
It was, and it proves that Bangladesh is a force to be reckoned with on the international stage.
Oh, without a doubt. They're a team on the rise, and they'll be back, stronger than ever.
I have no doubt about that. And that brings us to a really interesting point, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. It makes you think, what does this all mean for the future of the game? I mean, on a larger scale.
Well, I think it shows that the future of cricket is bright. Really bright.
Yeah.
You've got all this young talent emerging, not just in India and Bangladesh, but all over the world.
Right, right.
And they're playing with such passion, such skill. It's truly inspiring.
It is. But it also makes you think, What are the challenges these young players are going to face going forward?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges, especially for someone like Suryavanshi, is managing the pressure.
Oh, yeah. The expectations. Yeah.
Exactly. He's achieved so much at such a young age. The weight of expectation is going to be enormous.
And the media attention.
Oh, yeah, that too. It can be a real double-edged sword. It can be great for your career, but it can also be very intrusive.
It's a lot to handle for anyone, let alone a teenager.
It is. So it's going to be crucial for him to have a strong support system around him. Family, friends, coaches, mentors.
People who can keep him grounded.
Yeah, help him stay focused on the game and not get caught up in all the hype.
So it's not just about talent, is it?
No, it's about so much more. It's about mental toughness, resilience, discipline, all those things that help you navigate the ups and downs of a professional sporting career.
Right, right.
And speaking of navigating ups and downs, we've talked a lot about India's victory, but let's not forget Bangladesh's performance in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. They were fantastic.
They really were. Reaching the final is a huge accomplishment.
And they pushed India all the way.
They did. They showed they have the talent, the skill, and the temperament to compete at the highest level.
And that bowling attack, man, they were something else.
They were. They really tested India's batsmen.
So, even though they didn't win this time, I think we can expect big things from Bangladesh in the future.
I agree. They're a team on the rise. They have a bright future ahead of them.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up, don't you?
I do. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It has. We've seen some incredible cricket, witnessed the rise of a new star.
And gotten a glimpse into the future of the game.
Exactly. So for our listeners, what's the one thing you want them to take away from this deep dive?
I want them to remember that cricket is a game of passion, skill, and determination, and that the future of the game is in good hands.
I couldn't agree more. And on that note, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll catch you next time for another exciting exploration of the world of cricket.